I feel quite happy to speak about the idea of the university. Of course, a lot of it is right now what we are thinking. What will happen is there to see for us in a couple of years' time. And my own work with entrepreneurship is not something that I started with this university, but I have been closely involved with the Center for Innovation and Incubation and Entrepreneurship at IIM Ahmedabad, which is one of the most well-known. It is one of the best incubators in the country for entrepreneurship. So I have, of course, both a positive and a critical view of it because I've been an insider there. And I have also been involved in entrepreneurship at even the grassroots level from pretty much 1995 in different ways. So I have been involved at several levels, and therefore I think I have a certain view of how I want to look at it. So one of the first things I want to say, let me just say a little bit about the university, and then I want to talk about the concept itself. The university itself has been set up as an act of the government of the state. So it's a state university. And the whole idea is to say that while there is a demographic dividend that we all talk about, the reality is that while we have a multiplicity, we have a large number of youth who are not all that poorly trained. There are, our gross enrollment ratio, even in the higher education, is not as bad as, we think. But the reality is that when we come to the industry still hurts for talent. So it hurts for talent in two ways. There isn't enough talent in a large number of fields that the industry needs people for. And secondly, even when they do get the talent is not well trained. And therefore, the productivity levels of India per employee, according to an RBI report, are really, really low. It is among the lowest in the world. So I think we are in a place where we have a large number of youth, and we have a large number of youth who are also going through university education. Good or bad, I'm not making a comment on it. But the fact is that they are not employable at the end of the day. If you look at some of the employability reports, in fact, you have a better chance of finding a job. You have the best chance of finding a job if you're an uneducated rural woman. Yeah, and you have the worst chance of finding a job if you're a graduate woman. So in fact, and the next worst is actually graduate men. So as people get more educated, they have lesser and lesser possibilities of finding a job. So we can always say that the industry is a rogue. It is not hiring people, but we also have, as educationists, also have to take responsibility that maybe who we train as graduates are not necessarily employable. They neither have the relevant skills for the jobs that they are required to do, nor do they have the right attitude or the employability skills that everyone talks about. So in a way, this university, when this university got formed, in the beginning, I also got very enamored by saying that, we have to reach to the lowest common denominator. But over the year that I have been working with this concept itself, I think the skill is not something that is only for repetitive blue-collar tasks. Yeah, a coder has to have skill, a doctor has to have a skill, a nurse has to have a skill, a counselor has to have a skill, a manager has to have a skill. I mean, there isn't a job where you don't need a skill. So the whole idea is, can we start putting the skill back into the degree? Can we make the degree curriculum more relevant to the job role that the student is likely to graduate to? Which doesn't seem like a very smart, which doesn't seem like a very earth-shaking idea. But unfortunately, a lot of our degrees are really not catering to the job. That is one part of it. The second is that, no nation can continuously create jobs. So you need the youth to be entrepreneurial, right? And if we say that the youth need to be entrepreneurial, then it has to be part of the mindset of the youth during the education. And entrepreneurialness does not necessarily mean that you will go and start a large enterprise. Everybody will not become a Mittal or an Ambani. There is no doubt about it. And yet, there is a possibility that I can be intrapreneurial within the work that I do. And secondly, the largest jobs of the industry in the economy don't come from the reliances of the country, but they come from the small and micro industry. So therefore, there is a possibility, a place for us to encourage the youth to start businesses when they start businesses, start work, create jobs for at least 5 other people. And if they were just to be able to create jobs for 5 other people while they are in a job or outside the job, I think it is then we are working towards it. In fact, if you look at some of the trends at work itself, when we look at the youth today, there is this whole concept called the side hustle. A lot of the youth don't want to do one job. They actually want to have a side hustle. So multiple job holding is a very common thing, and the multiple job holding is sometimes in paid work, sometimes in volunteer work, sometimes in gig work, and all of that is happening. So the time is ready for our youth, for the universities to actually reinvent themselves to cater to the kind of jobs that are available in the market and to start influencing the mindsets of the people. So if this is really where the DSCU comes in, the Delhi Skill and Entrepreneurship University comes in. And you're right, there is actually no university in the country which combines both skill and entrepreneurship. There are a lot of centers of entrepreneurship, and there are. The other thing that we started doing when we started to say, okay, if we have redefined skills in this way, and if we have redefined this, then we should go back and look at where are the jobs available, right? It's no surprise for any one of you if you were to hear that all the jobs are not in IT and ITES, right? Actually, there are multiple jobs in facilities management. There are a host of talent that is required in land transportation. There's a host of talent that is required in e-commerce. There's a host of talent that is required in people who in the banking industry. When I hear from the banking industry the numbers they need and they hire every month, it is mind-boggling. And yet there is only one, Manipal University is the only one who has some kind of a degree in BFSI. Rest everybody only gives a BCom. That BCom, which after they graduate, they need to actually spend 6 to 8 to 1 year cracking an exam, then getting into a bank and then learning on the job, which is such a waste of time and money of both the industry and the youth. So that is where the DSU comes in. So we have started to look at where the jobs are and creating degrees around it, which are not informal degrees, but they are actually BA, BBA, BCom, BSc. So we are saying why should BS, and UGC actually provides that opportunity to say what are called skill embedded courses. So that's what we are, that's the opportunity we are using to create these courses. Now let me come to entrepreneurship. So we are now faced with this whole question of, we are admitting this year 6,500 students in our programs, 4,500 plus in the diploma programs, that is after class 10 for 3 years, and then we are admitting more than 1,500 students in our degree programs, that is after class 12. And if you have to do anything at this scale, yeah, I came from IIM Ahmedabad, where when we moved from 265 to 450, we thought we had grown more than we could deal with, right? So at best, I have taught a class of 90. At best, I have looked at 4 or 5 sections. Here we are talking about admitting 6,500 students in 1 year, right? And we are saying we don't want to just teach you 5 subjects, but we want to teach you entrepreneurial mindset, we want to teach you digital literacy, we want to teach you financial literacy, we want to teach you doing a lot of other stuff. So then the question is, how do you start to teach it? And I don't have the time right now to tell you everything about it, but one of the things we have decided is that we are going to turn everyday activity into entrepreneurial learning. So for example, every university has clubs. So we have said students will form clubs, they will pitch to the university for a fund for the club. They have to learn to prepare a plan, they have to learn to pitch, and it is not an entitlement that because you formed a club will give you some 3,000 rupees. You have to pitch for it, you have to do it, you have to present utilization, you have to do activities and all of this. And so what we are doing is we're using the clubs that every university has as a way to create an entrepreneurship mindset layer on top of it. Yeah, that is one of the things that we are doing, which will be in their own time, but it will be something that the whole university, all students will participate in. We are carefully curating the curriculum around it, and we are hoping with that we will be able to at least create some energy in the group. And then in the next year we have other plans, but as of now this is how we want to approach it. So yes, we're just really baby steps at this point of time, with very, very big dreams. Need all your luck and support as we go forward. Thank you.